Hello. We're live. Right, hang on, I'm just going to turn another light on. Okay, we're doing Terminator Dark Fate live discussion part 2. This time, I'm going to have your... last time I was filming you, I had your comments on a screen and I had to touch the screen to see your comments. So now I've got a second screen so I can see your comments, all of them, as we go along. So I'm just setting up the screen so I can see your comments. Oh, God. And then we're laughing. How was everyone anyway? I'm just setting up the screen so I can see all your comments as we go through. I'm just trying to set up the screen. Sorry. 1 second. Here we go. That's the one. Oh, that's very weird seeing myself from another angle. Hello guys. So I proper enjoyed last time's live session. It felt good. You know, interacting with people, especially live, because it's all right doing a video, putting it out, and then discussing it, and then I'm realising any mistakes I've done, you can put me straight on the fly. So anyway, let's just do our hellos and introductions and that. So, hello Justin Lyons, mate, hello. Nick Whelan again, Justin Lyons again, yeah. Ollie Mercer, you made it this time, good lad. Dead Addiction, nice one. The Geekly Bugle, hey bud. Shaky Channel Reviews is back, yay. Eric Buge, is it Buge or Buge? Hey, how you doing, mate? Good, this will go. So this time we're going to talk Terminator Dark Fate again, but we'll also, let's throw in some Terminator 2 theories, the end of Terminator 2, your theories on that, because we're getting because Terminator Dark Fate is a sequel. Do you reckon there's going to be any pullback, rewind, or what's going to happen straight at the end of T2? Because my theory is I believe that we're going to get another re-roll. They're going to reenact the end of Terminator 2. I think they're going to try and do that. Hence why that Brett Lazar is doing the body double for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not just for his body, but because of his size, you see. So Brett Lazar, and then you've got that Jude Colley at the end, which hopefully they can do a reenactment of a snippet of the end to see what happens to John as we move forward. Because the Dark Fate title obviously means something dark's going to happen. And as much as, yes, we have got Natalia Reyes playing Danny Ramos as the... she's supposed to be the main protagonist. I don't believe she's going to be the main protagonist. I reckon it's going to be more central around Sarah Connor's story. I believe the trailers are going to be real central around Sarah Connor, because that's the main pulling force this time. I mean, if we knew Arnold Schwarzenegger was back, it would just be Arnold Schwarzenegger's back, because we kind of expect him back, don't we? If we're being honest, we expect Arnold Schwarzenegger back in every film. It was a nice treat to have Linda Hamilton back. So what do you guys think? Let's have a look. Camelos, Sigro, how you doing, mate? Andy Exile, how you doing? So, Nick Whelan, I've been thinking about the whole theory of Mackenzie Davis being the I-950, but I was thinking, why does she have these scars in the promo shots of her in the back Serena, and the I-950 had the ability... I'm sounding really dim because I haven't got my glasses on. I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see it properly. Sorry. So her in the back and Serena, the I-950 had the ability to heal. Yeah, the I-950 had the ability to heal. Technically, those scars have healed, don't they? I mean, every human being has the ability to heal, so I think it's just as simple as they're just healing scars. It's just how the scars have been made. So I don't think it's anything different or weird. It's just she has healed. That's just how she's healed. It's just normal skin. That's how skin behaves. I don't think unless she was liquid metal, she'd be able to heal any different. Danny Ashby, I liked the recreation of T1 in T5. Arnie v Arnie. It would be good to recreate the end of T2. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's they've got the ability to do it, and with Terminator Genesis, that was 2015. We've moved forward, what, a good 3-4 years from that now, haven't we? So their ability to make it even better, and with Jim Cameron on board, because his and Blur Studios, any ability to make any graphics. I mean, he's got the ability for Avatar and all stuff like that to make stuff look really, really sweet. So reenacting the end of T2 to get that snippet of either the journey carrying on with Sarah Connor and the story of what happens to John from their fourth, or John vanishing as the T1000 and the T800 vanish. We're definitely going to, I believe we're going to have something like that. Okay, I'm trying to get most of you in, you see. John Connor, this is Camelo Segro. I'm just going to say Camelo, okay, if I read your stuff out, mate. John Connor will die. Jane Connor will continue the fight. Jane Connor? Who's Jane Connor? let me know. I believe, Ollie Mercer, I believe that they will give us a spin on T2's ending, yeah, about having a good T1000 like they did with Arnold, Robert Patrick, to perhaps... the thing is, with a good T1000, it's a T1000. I'd struggle to see how you could reprogram one of them unless you actually took it back to its source. Liquid metal, you're going to struggle capturing one, for one, in a future war scenario. And reprogramming one, I mean, it's cell by cell, the programming. It's not just a core wherein you reprogram the CPU and then it works from there. It's a cell by cell unit. It's like you have to. I think how you would program a T1000 is like zap it with whatever program, and then the current goes through the whole body or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that one, because reprogramming the T1000, as much as the idea is good, having a good T1000, a T1000 on your side, you're winning, aren't you? But I do not think we'll be getting a good T1000. Kirili Yushin, hi mate. There is a lot of talk in Terminators about fate, so probably everything will be quite trivial. Sarah was wrong about the ability to fix the future. Yeah, this is, yeah, like everyone's saying about the Dark Fate. Even James Cameron has mentioned about... the word for word he said was something about Sarah's... It kind of sounded like something that Sarah's done is going to affect her directly. The future war is going to affect her, but something happening to John is going to affect her directly, or something happening to her, like dying or losing a limb, is going to affect her directly. The Dark Fate, or whether this Dark Fate leads up to, look, that like in Terminator 3, where there's no getting out of this future war scenario, there is no getting out of Judgment Day. It's gonna happen. It's just, where are you gonna be when it happens, and how strong are you gonna be when it happens? Michael Johnson, hello from Greece. I really hope they don't destroy this project again. Genesis was well done, by the way, but they should have made it better. Genesis was well done CGI wise. Genesis was colourful, I'd say. It was just, I think what it was, I think that I enjoy watching the film. I'm a Terminator fan. I love watching the film. I just think, best way to put it without sounding, I think they chose the wrong actors. It's that simple. If you did that story today with Arnie, Linda and crew, yeah, I think the story would have been pulled off a lot better, and we'd have been probably a bit more forgiving about it. But yeah, I do agree. Genesis was good. It had some good ideas, but it tried to faff around a lot more. It was trying to make up for the mistakes of other films, and it just that, yeah, trying to make up for the mistakes of other films, which we don't want to be doing. So that's why another reason why James Cameron's aborted all that other crap, because it's not that the films were crap. It's the stories and the way they hashed it up was crap, and it's the directors. And like I think I said this last time, it's the directors that were on it. Say Peter Andre down the road directed it. He just wanted to direct it for the sake of having a Terminator movie under his belt. And if it had turned out good, he'd have had a good Terminator movie under his belt. Who don't want that? So, Shaky Channel reviews. Are they having Arnie as the human that Skynet based the T-800s on? Possibility. There's a possibility that we're having the template, that's the one that the T-800's based on, and then the bad T-800 as well. How bad, we don't know. Like someone said a couple of weeks ago that, yeah, how bad is he going to be? Is he going to be R-rated bad or PG-13 bad? You know what I mean? And that is, there's miles between each one, isn't there? You know, like T1 Arnie was 18, R-rated bad. T2 Arnie was PG-13 to R-rating bad. What? I don't know your rating systems everywhere else. So I'd say over in the UK, rated 15 bad. But yeah, I think there's a possibility we'll get the human with the way things are being spoke by James Cameron, basically saying that James Cameron is saying we're going to see a new T1000, but the only problem is whether he's diverting us or doing decoy talks and stuff like that. Are we going to get... is James Cameron basically pulling our tail to make us think differently? You know, like Marvel do, they decoy us, don't they? So we think, oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to be doing this. And really, James Cameron's hid behind the corner going, they fell for that one as well, yay. You know, so possibly could get a human, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the template. I personally hope not. It's like Aliens. I don't want to know where the xenomorph come from. I don't care where the xenomorph come from. It was more fun having the xenomorph going around killing, not knowing where the thing came from. You know what I mean? I don't need to really see the template. And that's personally me. I mean, a lot of you might want to, but me personally, I don't need to see the origins of a T. I don't need to see the origins of a T-800. Jamil Heatley. Jamie Heatley, sorry, mate. I'm hoping they show John getting taken to the future so we can catch up with him in the future films. James Cameron did it for the T2 and 3D. Yeah, there is a possibility that we will see John Connor in the future war, but I doubt it in this film. I just got a feeling we're not going to see John Connor in this one. I think we're going to see Danny Ramos in the future war to show us her relevance to the story arc, why she's so important. But John Connor, I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to see his death. If I'm honest, I honestly think we're going to see his death. I hope you're right. I do. Jamie Heatley, I hope you're right. But I think the only thing we'll be seeing of John Connor is death, his predicted death. But even if we see his death, it could be his death in the future. That doesn't end Edward Furlong's story, because we could just move slightly forward from T6, T7, just go forward a couple of years, and then still get Edward Furlong. Andy XL, how does the car from T2 fit in? What, the car where they're driving through the desert to get to collecting the guns, or the car and the car where Sarah Connor goes to try and kill Miles Dyson? That car's been seen, but I thought it had been seen, and then someone corrected me, because I don't know many American cars. I know all the UK versions, and you've bought, you know. someone corrected me saying it's not the same model of car. It's a totally different shape. Even though it had the same wooden effect down the side, it's a totally different car. So I don't think that car's going in there, mate. Oh, Camelo, so Jane is his daughter from the comics. Ah, okay. But I don't think we're going to get it from the comics, mate. I think they're trying to be original. Well, I hope they're going to be anyway. Tony Kuick, I originally heard that the Terminator Dark Fate will be like Back to the Future 2. They will time travel to undo Sarah's mistakes that she made in Terminator 2, in which Tim Miller had mentioned with James Cameron. Agreed, but I don't know if there'll be a lot of time travel. The ability to time travel was done in Genesis, and I think that idea messed everything up. And we'd like to think that James Cameron, Tim Miller have learnt from the mistakes of the other films. I think that they're basically saying, look, we've learnt from the mistakes of the other films, so flying around through time and that isn't an option. Tim Miller says he wants to keep it grounded, you know, where there is consequences for the actions. So undoing Sarah's mistakes, because there's consequences for actions, you're right. I believe that is going to be the story, hence the being centralised around Sarah Connor's story. But as for zipping through time, no, I don't think it'll be I don't think they themselves will be zipping through time. I think the story will travel back and forth through time, foreshadowing, and future war scenarios and stuff like that. But I don't think Sarah Connor will be zipping back and forth through time. Smiggy Smoo, TDZ. Trust me, Johnny's going to kill himself from the hurt of losing the T101 in T2. I don't. Do you think so? I don't think he's going to be that gutted and suicidal about losing his Terminator. It's only at the end of the day, as much as he was a young lad and he was gutted, I don't think he'll be topping himself. Grandhouse Grotto. One thing I would like to see is some narration by Sarah Connor in the opening, similar to T2. Yeah, I think they'll go for that. I think that'll be there. James Cameron knows it works. Tim Miller knows it works. Sarah Connor knows it works. Linda Hamilton knows it works. You know, with her having a little tweak of the script because she wasn't happy in parts. You know, and that could have been one of the reasons. You know, my narration I need to sort out. So. Yeah, I think you're right with the narration. It's a must anyway. It needs to happen, that. I'm trying to get you all in, you see. The idea of John being a machine was shit. I agree. It would have been better if we didn't see it in the actual trailer for Terminator Genesis. And then it would have been a bit of a shock surprise and we probably would have accepted it a bit more. But the idea was shit, yeah, I agree. I think the cabin where Arnold is pictured sitting with the dog is a big bear cabin. That would be a nice wee throwback to T1. Yeah, it would, to Sarah's mum's cabin. Yeah. I also think, you know, it's a possibility, and this is only a crazy theory, but a lot of people say that after what the T-800 did in the police station, killing all them police officers, how can there be another one looking identical, infiltrate society without being caught? And I've said in some of the comments, I've said it today and a couple of days ago, that the Terminator only needs to eat minimal, so it'll be able to hunt for whatever minimal food it needs to keep its skin alive, and doesn't need water. So why not build a big log cabin and stay in the woods out of the way until protocol or whatever snips into place? So that's the way the T-800 could stay in society without being in society, ready, dormant and waiting. Tony Kuick, Genesis should have been R-rated. Agreed, definitely. Mikey Daniel, how's it going, man? I'm here, Chrissy here too. Good on you. I'm trying to get you all in, so get all your stuff down that you want, and I'll mention it. I'm on until 10 to. So Carl Urban as T800 good. Peter Andre, yeah. Shaky Channel reviews. I think they should have had Lena Headey's Sarah Connor from the Sarah Connor Chronicles in Terminator Genesis. It would have been much more better. Yeah, it would have been a lot more better. Like I said earlier, the actors, that's what made that film fail as well. I mean, what's his... I can't remember the bloke who played Carl Reese. I just do not rate him at all. Got to remember, I'm live, so I've got my knowledge. I just don't know everything off the top of my head straight away. So... yeah. Oliver Mercer. I personally think the same about Genesis. Wrong casting wise. I didn't mind Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. The best parts for me was the Future War and Arnold v Arnold fight. Yeah, the Arnold v Arnold was very well done. Very well done. Graphics were very well done. And I was surprised. I know they did a lot of damage on the bridge, the cable bridge. But I was surprised to see how that was all green screen when I first ever saw behind the scenes. I was amazed how they did that, and you wouldn't know, would you? Stefan Fogey, watched all your videos, mate. Keep the good content up. Been meaning to asking you, out of T3, Salvation, Genesis, how would you rank them, even if they are not canon anymore? So out of those three, so we have, I rate mine, you got a pen? I rate mine T2, T1. Then I like, so T2, T1. I don't know. Probably Terminator 3, you know. T2, T1, T3, Genesis, and Salvation. I didn't like John Connor in Salvation. I hated it. But oh God, I can't remember his bloody name now. Tell me who played John Connor in Salvation, please. He forced himself as John Connor in the script. He wasn't meant to be John Connor. And then he basically played up on set, and that's it. Christian Bale, thank you. Christian Bale forced himself on there. If you Google it or whatever, he wasn't meant to be playing John Connor. I can't remember who was meant to be playing John Connor, but Christian Bale wasn't. He forced himself on it. I was, I'm not going to be in the fucking film, you know, that kind of shit. So, G Monk, Matthew Perry as John Connor in Genesis was horrible. Agreed. Yeah, the casting in all of it was just rubbish. Really bad casting. I think they chose who was in the most films that year or whatever, and asked them if they'd do it, and they said yeah, and that was it. You know, crap, absolutely rubbish. Didn't see if they had a chemistry together or anything. It was really badly cast, and that's what let Genesis down. Not the story, even though the story was too wishy-washy in the timeline. It was the casting in it. It was disgusting. But I still enjoy it because it's a Terminator film. Adrenaline Reaper. How you doing, mate? Do you think the new Terminator might be able to fold time or time travel without a separate machine? No. They don't want to be doing too much time travel. It's Tim Miller, you see. He wants to keep it grounded, make it more... you know, there's like I said, I don't know if he was here earlier, but consequences. And if you can travel through time, back in time, and undo stuff all the time, there's no consequences. Not as bad as the consequence of someone dying would normally be. So no, I don't think there will be, mate. Andy Exile, maybe Skynet is now Russian. Russian plane crash. Does Russia strike first this time? Now Skynet is American because that's where it was, you know, made. But Yeah, I don't see why it'd be Russian changed to Russian, because it's a sequel, you see. Carl Urban as a T800 next. I can't do your name. Ginger Mar Barps, super duper modern day Maharaja. How you doing, mate? Carl Urban as T800 next. What, after Arnold Schwarzenegger? Nah, I think they might actually have bought T800s after this. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. Do you think after Arnold Schwarzenegger's reign as the T800, Terminator films still carry on? Do you reckon they'll stop using the T800? Let me know. Michael Johnson, you look like Ben Affleck, my girl says. Ben Affleck. Oh, thank you. Someone else calls me this wrestler Dean. Someone says I'm a wrestler Dean something. I can't remember his name. We're going to see a parallel car. Tony Hewitt, we're going to see a parallel Kyle Reese death in T1 in this one. Do you reckon? A parallel Kyle Reese. Oh, I don't know how to register that one in my head. G Mork, my girlfriend needs glasses. I dare show my face. Yeah, if that's a dig, bravo. I think it was a Chevy Blazer. Yeah, it might have been a Chevy Blazer. I thought it was a Ford or something. That's what I know about your average day American cars. I just don't know a lot about them. Camelo Sugrio, I want Eddie Furlong to do a cameo. Yeah, I think we all want Eddie to do a cameo. I just don't see it happening. We'd have found out, definitely would have found out. Because I don't see why we need him to do rehab, because John Connor is John Connor. Edward Furlong is Edward Furlong, whether he be this big, that tall, or that, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, it's one of them. Oh, and G Mark, I bet my missus is fitter than yours. I want Eddie Furlong to do a cameo. How do you feel? Jimmy Jump, how do you feel about a Terminator remake in a couple of years? What, the first one remade? Well, I'm always up for any Terminator, anything to do with Terminator. Like I say, it's as much as I have my favourite Terminator films. If you stuck any of the Terminator films on, I'd happily watch them, because it's a Terminator film. Whether that be because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know, because I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan as well. You know, I could quite happily watch my Predator as well. It'd be, you know, if someone turned around to me and says, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to be in the next Alien movie, I'd be over the moon, because I love Alien as well. I think a lot of us Terminator fans... Oh, G Mork. Sorry, mate. It's just because there was no LOL at the end. I thought he was having a pop. Do apologise. Please forgive me. It's hard when you're reading text. If you're having a joke and that, I normally like an LOL at the end. Just then I know, or a smiley face. So, G Mork. Sorry, mate. Do apologise. I agree with the foreshadow. Yeah, Tommy Hewitt. Mikey Daniel. I think they saved the CPU from Uncle Bob somehow. Before they lowered him, took it out, maybe they could throw that in there, you know. But did you see what happened when they took the CPU out last time and they did the switch? shut down, didn't he? So, and he quite, you know, he was looking and saying sorry and holding on and lowering, you know, he did all that thumb down. So, I don't know how they would have. I'd like to think that they've done that, but yeah, Tony Kuick, I agree with the foreshadowing. Definitely, I think there's going to be quite a bit of foreshadowing to let us know the relevance of Grace as an I-950. I'm saying she's an I-950, but she might be something else. But I'm saying she's an I-950. But yeah, she might. There'll definitely be a lot of foreshadowing. They won't have the ability to time travel. Sarah Connor is stuck where Sarah Connor is stuck. So they've got to change something somehow, though. And that's hence why Danny Ramos and all that throw into the circuit. They're going to be helping Sarah Connor, I believe, because it's going to be Sarah Connor-centric. And the trailers will be Sarah Connor-centric, because that's going to help sell the movie. Shaky Channel reviews. Do you think some of the other Terminators, like TX, will be in Dark Fate? No, there might be a nod in a future war scene to, so that's a yes then. It's a possibility, yeah, there might be a nod to the TX or a nod. I can't think off the top of my head now. Yeah, but yeah, there might be a nod to the other models from other films. Maybe a mention, even a mention there might be, but like I say, they're trying to really forget about the other movies, and not because they hate the movies. It's just the hash up of the timeline. You know, it's sorry, my voice. How am I doing getting through all your questions? I'm trying my best. Last time I had the screen on there and I just couldn't see anything unless I touched the screen, so this is loads better. Camelo, yeah, Terminator Genesis confused the casual moviegoers. Yeah, it did. You know, you had to, if you was new to the franchise, then, you know, because a lot of people are that weren't born back then, you know, they were born when my kids were born or a bit later, then, yeah, if you don't know what's going on, then you don't know what's going on, do you? Sorry. G Mork, what if the end of the movie is a Terminator going back and killing John, setting up the next movie to be Johnless? Yeah, like I said earlier, I think with Jude Colley and I blooming said his name earlier, the bloke who does the double for Arnie, with them being in it for a short period of time, there's the possibility that we'll get a remake of T2, which could be, they could complete, like going off your question there, there could be a an ending that we had, and then no sooner have they done that, another blooming Terminator turns up to that spot, and then John gets killed, Sarah gets away, movie carries on from there. It's all a possibility. Tony Kuick, I think it is the cabin in T1. It could be, mate. It could be Sarah's mum's old cabin. T800 goes there, knowing full well that Sarah Connor could go there. You could be right, mate. In fact, yeah, I've not thought of it like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. That could be, yeah, you could be right there, actually, thinking about it. That could be Sarah's mum's cabin. T800 knowing Sarah Connor could go there, but with Sarah being in Mexico, mind you, they might just hide out there after, yeah. No, just knowing where the cabin is. Yeah, you could be right. Oliver Mercer, how do you feel about Brad Fiedel not being able to comment, maybe? Oh, being able to conduct because he's under contract to downplay it, but he's actually making the music. Yeah, I still think there's a possibility that Brad Fiedel could be doing the soundtrack. It's a very high possibility. Why? I know Terminator fans have tweeted about it saying it's not happening, but what's to say that, you know, that, yeah, they spoke to him, but there's still a possibility, yeah, so I wouldn't lose all hope yet, I just wouldn't get your hopes up either. Terminator, Jimmy Jump, Salvation should have been R-rated, most definitely. Any Terminator movie should be R-rated. Every Terminator should be R-rated. Definitely. Especially going forward. That's why a lot of us are happy about Tim Miller being on, because he knows how to make an R-rated action movie. He's proven it. It's what he likes to do. Jude Courtney. Grindhouse Grotto. That's Jude Colley, mate. It is Jude Colley. Collie. Jinder Mabarp's Super Duper. The Rocker's Terminator. No. Not in my existence, please. No. No. The Artisan. How you doing, mate? The casting has been shit in all the sequels since T2. Agreed. Agreed. Totally agree. I hated the choice for John Connor in Terminator 3. I hated the choice for John Connor in Salvation. And I hated the choice for Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor in Genesis. And John Connor in Genesis. Roundhouse Grotto. Terminator Genesis lost me when they sent Sarah and Kyle to the future. Well, as in, you just lost all hope, or you just didn't understand it straight away? How do you mean? I mean, I get it, but it was to stop the Genesis computer. And that's another thing. I think they were trying to rename Skynet as Genesis. I think they were trying to rename Skynet, and you can't rename Skynet. Cannot rename Skynet. Skynet is Skynet. Skynet will always be Skynet. A Terminator will always be a Terminator. Dun, 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 dun. Stefan Fortig. Carl Reese was in Genesis was Jai Courtney. Thank you. Yeah, it was. Camillo, T2, T1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's my ranking as well. The Artisan as young Carl Reese. Anton Yelchin as young Carl Reese in Salvation has been the only good casting since T2. I didn't like that either. I honestly didn't like that casting choice. Right, let's go Dark Fate questions only. Right. From now on, please. Okay. Dean Ambrose. Yeah, the rest of Dean Ambrose. That's what someone keeps calling me. It's funny. Upside down. The Artisan. I'm seeing Avatar 2 in theatres on the opening day. Not on opening day, no. I will go and see it, but I'm not in no real rush. I love James Cameron's work, but it's not a big deal to me. The story arc, it's just the story just isn't. It's not my thing. It's more of a fairy tale. That's how I see it. Drunken Demon. Hey, my friend, how you doing today? Hello, mate. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. So, who has the best credentials to do the score in Terminator 6? Well, let's think. It'd be nice in my world. John Ekstrand, that'd be brilliant. He did Life, the film Life, where they're on the space station. John Ekstrand. I did a video of me pretending to be a Terminator and come back, and I used a bit of it. I've made the video vanish now, but yeah, it's John Ekstrand would be good, or who did the score for Inception? That would be brilliant. Stuff like that. Any people that are doing stuff like that, they're the ones that you want doing the score. Really, you need the you need that orchestra. You need the deep. You know, we need the same Terminator vibe. We need to be kind of copying T1 and T2, maybe more T2's kind of style of music. Obviously, that's why we want Brad Fiedel back, but that's the way we need to be going, you know. TX was stupid, the artisan. TX was stupid. She used a blade saw to cut into the hearse roof when a T1000 would just spear it down into the roof. It was liquid metal saw arms, plus she had a blowtorch. That's what I complained about the TX. It like had a Swiss Army knife of everything. It was like if it couldn't fire a laser cannon at you, it had a flamethrower. If it didn't have a flamethrower, it had a saw. There was too many moving parts to be believable. I thought it was the worst design on planet Earth. It was horrible. It wasn't the fact that it was a woman. If it was a woman, T1000, I'd have been over the moon. But TX, no, with all that, it was how I saw it was they got the TX. How can we beat the T1000 in T2 and beat the T800? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll throw this on top. Oh, and that. Everyone just put your ideas in. Come back tomorrow and we'll see what's best. And then a load of them come back with their ideas for the TX. And because the boss didn't want to let any of them down because they'd cry, they stuck everything on the TX. You know? So it had a blooming traffic cone coming out of its arm, blooming church bell here, you know. Absolutely fucking stupid. Yeah, the TX was probably the worst termination unit ever. Ever. I'm thinking Grace, Lemuel Hutch. I'm thinking Grace is another 800 series. Potentially more developed of a cyborg character. That's what I get from the scars. I'll bet Skynet cyborg never had such scars. I don't think it would be an 800. The reason being is we've seen what an 800 or a 101 or anything looks like. They don't have scars because it's too telling. It's not much of an infiltration unit if you can spot the thing by, look out for anything with a V-shaped scar here and a scar there and there. It's not, you know, or anyone coming up with a polo neck because they're hiding the scars. You know, it's that's why I think it's I-950. If you read the Infiltrator, you can just check it online, the wiki, and then go down, and then as you're reading it, there'll be blue highlighted writing and of T800. You can click, and then there's the I-950. If you read the I-950, or go to my video about the I-950, I'm not promoting it, I'm just saying, you can get, I said the wiki first, you'll see why I think it's an I-950. Because humans, if they've been cut into, scar, and it doesn't matter how much you do to a human, we all scar. That's why I reckon she's an I-950, because they are grown, born, then, as you'll see. Tony Kuick, they need to do a longer Future War sequence like they did in the first two, but never got to see the Resistance capture Arnie's T-800. Definitely need a longer Future War. Hopefully, if everyone goes to theatres to watch the new Terminator movie, then it will get a the follow-up to the trilogy. Then it'll progress to Future War. That's because I think it. God, I'm forgetting all the names now. James Cameron. I think James Cameron want it to progress. The story, he likes his stories to progress, and then we'll get to a Future War. The reason I believe this film's going to succeed is because we've got Jim Cameron back, and he likes to make us fall in love with the characters. He likes to make us believe in the characters. This is why I believe we're going to enjoy seeing Grace on screen, Mackenzie Davis. We're going to enjoy Natalia Reyes as Danny Ramos. We're going to enjoy Arnie again as a T800, and we're going to definitely enjoy seeing Linda Hamilton back. Okay, we've got five more minutes left, so I'm gonna, sorry about missing this out. I've tried my best to get through it all. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. We've got 5 minutes left, and then we'll see what the last lot is. Drunken Demon say that's a nice bike. Yo, it is. Carmelo, T7 should be Saving Private Ryan style Future War. If we got a Saving Private Ryan or Hacksaw Ridge style Future War, I would be insane. I would, oh wow, just imagine it. It would be gobsmacked if they could pull it off. The reason I don't think we're going to get a Future War film where it's just full on Future War is because it would just be nearly impossible to do. But I think we haven't had one because it's been nearly impossible to do. I think with the way CGI and everything is nowadays, it's more, you know, it's easier to pull off something like that, a Future War. So there's more chance of us getting a T7 or a T8 that is Future War style. But we're going to be building up definitely to a Future War because James Cameron has been around a long time. He knows what us guys want as well. So Drunken Demon, what if we see more on how they make a T1000, like the progress of it, X? Yeah, it'd be good to see how a T1000 is made, but I think it was like, I'm sure, I can't remember what it was in, where you see the T1000s being dunked, they come out, and then it's just a shock through the body, and that's it programmed, and then it's off. You know, it's quite a simple thingy. I think the only complex thing will be writing the code to program it. But yeah, they could make up a good story to show us how and why it works. Sam Garcia, I think Jeb Palmer, composer from the movie Upgrade, would be good for Terminator 6. Yeah, it was a good film as well, I enjoyed that. Upgrade, there's a good example. That's kind of like what an i950 is, except for an i950 is the ability to not feel pain. Mind you, the bloke in Upgrade did because he was paralysed. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of like Upgrade. That's the best way to describe an i950. But an i950 has implants through time, hence the scarring. Then if an i950 is shot down or anything and you blow its brain out, the internals can still move and come for you. Danny Ramos could be John Connor's daughter. Could be, but Ramos, yeah, because it could be a disguised name. So yeah, possibly. But I think her father is an owner of a mechanic shop. So my theory ages ago when we first saw about Danny Ramos was, my theory is that she had the ability to program Terminators, and it would describe to us how Terminators actually do get programmed, you know, captured and programmed, because I can't imagine it being an easy task, capturing a Terminator and reprogramming it and then sending it back through time. Danny Ramos possibly is someone with an ability to do that because she works in a mechanic shop, so she might have technical, you know, computer wizardry or whatever. It's only a theory, but do you think John Connor is killed or fails to exist after the events of T2? That's Claude SM. They're not gonna be scared to rock the boat. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to kill off John Connor. We've had too many hash-ups with the story trying to follow the same story. The Terminator getting sent back through time, trying to protect John Connor trying to get away from a termination unit. So Why not rock the boat? Why not have us all believe that John's going to be all right, but in the film he dies and then everything has to be rearranged and sorted out? You know, why not rock that boat? Why not try and take it in another direction? Because it is possible, it is believable, and as much as we all say, I don't Terminator if John Connor wasn't in it, no, he's the leader of the fucking resistance, this, that, and the other. Yeah, so it's we'll get over it. It's a Terminator movie, and it will carry on without John or with John, you know. So I'd like it to keep the John story, but I think they might try and progress it without John, if I'm honest. Carmelo, after T8, do you think we will get a crossover movie? I hope so. Oh, I do. I hope after T6 we'll get a crossover movie, or a branch off movie of a different story, or, you know, related to the Terminator franchise. Anyway, I don't think not having John is a problem because we have Sarah. Man. Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah. I honestly don't believe butchering anyone in the Terminator franchise is a problem, as long as it's explained properly, thought out very, very well, you know, and acted out in a good manner. It's as simple as that, and it's a story writing at the end of the day. If they do it properly and don't rush it like they did in Terminator 3, where they just, Sarah Connor died of cancer to explain her off. I mean, what a load of bull that was. You know what I mean? It's just lazy writing. So if they explain anything off, or can explain how the future war is going to happen with the lack of John or the lack of Sarah, because at the end of the day, it's still going to happen if Skynet isn't defeated. So, you know, I reckon the future war, Judgment Day, if it's still called Judgment Day, which it will be called Judgment Day still, is inevitable. I think it's inevitable. George Rodriguez, I want to see Kyle in the future sequence. Yeah, I do. I think we will get foreshadowing of the future war. I think we'll get, like I said earlier, Danny Ramos and Grace are going to have to be explained. So James Cameron likes to get you to love the characters. He likes to explain the characters, and that's why his movies are so good. So we will get to see why Grace and Danny Ramos are relevant. Claude SM, sorry for your writing. It's all right, mate. Ollie Mercer. This will be Sarah Connor's ending. It will be, yeah, and it might be. I think it will be Arnold Schwarzenegger's last movie as well. This is why we need to get it in our heads that Danny Ramos is going to be important, because she signed on the dotted line. Natalia Reyes has signed on the dotted line for 3 movies, so we know that, sorry, spoiler, we know that she's going to be relevant to the films, and she's going to be moving forward, taking over Sarah's position. Whether it's with John or not, Danny Ramos is going forward. Right then, guys, how long we've been on? 53 minutes this time, so that's 11 minutes, or 12 minutes longer than last time. I'm going to say goodbye. So if you want to shout out, or you want to say hello to your missus or something like that, get it down quickly. You've got 2 minutes. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you want another one on Wednesday, leave a like. And I'm going to try and keep doing Wednesdays and Saturdays. Please, 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 in the comments after the video's gone live, because when this ends, because this is only my second one, when this ends, I then get to edit the cover art and put the tags in and everything. So when it goes up again, it'll appear again. Please leave a comment and tell me the best time so I can meet everyone in the middle, because I'm doing 7 o'clock because it's convenient for me. But, you know, some of you, like in New York, you're 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. when it's like nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon now in New York. But for some of you, at the other end, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. So I want to try and meet you all in the middle, so we get more of you engaged, awake, or whatever. Do you get me? So, yeah, you're in Boston, so I bet you're about 3, 4 in the morning now. In the afternoon, sorry. Good night, God bless from Turner Blindy, sorry, 64. Time for work. Gutted, sorry for you. Grindhouse Grotto, 2:58 AM. Bloody hell, 3 in the morning? Wow. The Artisan in Boston. It's good. It's nice to know that we've all been watching this in different countries all over the world. It's good. You know, it's far and wide. Lemuel Hutch, it's 2 PM here. Randy Kilgore, hi, it's 2 PM in KC. Claudio, cheers. Carmelo, bye from Sydney, Australia. Tony Kewick, bye mate, it was fun. Osmandius, King of Kings, take care man. 2 o'clock. George Rodriguez, it's 1 PM in Arizona. I'd love to go there, man. Yeah. Well, I'd love to go to Boston and New York and that as well. I'd love it. And Australia. I'm jealous, because then we've got Andy Exal, who's 8 PM, because he's in Derby, UK. I'm in Lincoln, UK. And we live in crappy England. I guarantee you feel the same. We are the Terminator Skynet universe. So, yeah. So this is Grindhouse Grotto. Good live stream, man. I enjoyed the discussion. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I enjoy these. I do enjoy it because it's on the fly. Everyone's ideas are coming up. I hope that I got at least 60% of your questions up, better than the 10% I got last time. Yeah, it's that's just, we need to wait for that trailer, don't we? Please hurry up. End of April, 1st to the 4th of April. Paramount are not there from the 1st to the 4th, but the CinemaCon is on 1st to the 4th of April. Paramount will probably be there on the last day, the 4th. That's when we'll read about the trailer, if there is one there. And then probably the end of the month, beginning of May, we will get our trailer. And then the internet will blow up. We will blow up. It will be mental. Whether it's a snippet, whether it's a couple of minutes or whatever, it's going to go mental. And I reckon it'll be based around Sarah Connor, because that's how they'll want to sell it. It's been good. Holland, Sven Otten, Ben Burix, good to see you, man. Ollie Mercer, praying for a teaser. Goivanoid, yo. So let me know in the comments section. Try and let me know on the last video I posted what time agrees with you guys, and then I'll work out where's the middle, and I'll try and meet you all in the middle. We'll be back Wednesday at the same time, so definitely Wednesday at 7 PM UK time, to talk more Dark Fate and Terminator stuff. Until then, it has been fun. Again, I've really enjoyed it. I do enjoy these live chats. I hope you all have a good morning, good day, good sleep, good evening. Until next time,